I'm 60, and I tried yoga for the first time. What I imagined was a serene experience filled with graceful poses, deep stretches, and a calm mind. What actually happened was more like a slapstick comedy club audition, where I starred as the clumsiest dancer with the least coordination. My yoga debut didn't just involve poses, it involved a full-on falling dance that had the entire class both horrified and amused. You see, I've never been the most flexible person. In fact, my flexibility could be classified as limited at best, and why am I even trying, at worst? But the idea of yoga sounded perfectly peaceful, a way to connect with myself, find balance, and maybe, just maybe, touch my toes without groaning. So I signed up. Walking into the yoga studio was like entering another world. Soft music, calming scents, and mats neatly arranged on the floor. I felt optimistic. The instructor, a young woman with the physique of a swan and the zen of a monk, greeted us warmly. "Yoga is about listening to your body," she said. I nodded eagerly, though internally I was wondering if my body had a clue what that meant. The warm-up started with gentle stretches. Easy enough, I thought. And then came the sun salutations, a series of flowing movements that seemed simple in the demonstrations but mysterious in execution. I tried to follow along. My arms waved like confused flails. As I bent forward, my back protested fiercely, and as I came back up, my balance decided to play tricks on me. And then it happened. The infamous pose called Downward Dog. I got on all fours, determined to get this right. The instructor's voice was soothing. Stretch your heels towards the ground, elongate your spine, feel the stretch. I felt more like a dog trying not to trip over its own feet. Suddenly, my foot slipped on the mat. Arms flailing, legs sliding, and before I knew it, I was reclining painfully on the floor, giggling and gasping for breath. The instructor smiled reassuringly. "It's part of the journey." I wasn't so sure. Next up was the warrior pose. Sounds fierce, right? Well, I was more like a stumbling warrior who kept losing her footing. Any attempt at holding balance resulted in me leaning into my neighbor's mat, apologizing profusely while trying to save face. Each time I thought, okay, this time I've got it, my legs betrayed me spectacularly. By the time we reached the tree pose, standing on one leg while placing the other foot above the knee, things had deteriorated further. I carefully raised my leg, focused deeply, and wobbled precariously. One gust of rogue studio air, or maybe just my shaky nerves, and I tumbled sideways, arms flinging with wild abandon like a rag doll possessed. Instead of the calm inner peace promised, I was the class joke, the falling dance star, the person who turned a peaceful yoga class into an unintentional circus act. The best moment? When we tried the seated twist. Sitting cross-legged, we were supposed to twist gracefully and breathe deeply. I twisted too far, lost my balance, and toppled backwards into a pile of mats, dislodging a water bottle that rolled away like it was on a mission. Despite the mishaps, laughter filled the room, mine mostly, with a few chuckles from the others trying not to stare as I struggled to regain dignity. The instructor often came over to help me with gentle adjustments, patience shining in her eyes. After class, I realized that yoga isn't just about perfect poses or stoic balance. It's about starting where you are, finding humor in your missteps, and learning to laugh at yourself. I may never be able to touch my toes gracefully or hold a tree pose without flipping over, but that's perfectly okay. As I left the studio, wobbling slightly but smiling wide, I secretly vowed to return. Because if yoga has taught me anything, it's that falling is part of the dance of life. And sometimes the best thing to do is to get up, brush off the embarrassment, and fall again with even more enthusiasm. So here I am, 60 years old, embracing my new falling dance and looking forward to many more laughs on the mat. Who needs Zen when you have fun?